They need to have like a preseason All-Pro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I might be the #1 safety on there, but nah, I was, just out there, wanted to make some plays, want to earn my stay, stuff like that. And then on top of that, just being at the Hall of Fame in Canton, just walking through and seeing all the legends, was kind of motivated. Just knowing all the good guys, that's great players that's been throughout this league. Kind of just want to. That's my first time playing in the game. I've been there a couple times, but I got to finally play in it. It just was a different feel. I just was pretty motivated after seeing all the greats, all my former favorite players that I played before. So it's a good experience. It was fun. Got to rock out with some of the young guys, and yeah, it's fun. We had a dominant win, so it's good.
Who jumped out to you among all the young guys that got some action?
It's a long list. I liked pretty much everybody on defense and on offense. I was watching closely. Went back and watched too. But yeah, I thought everybody was flying around. We looked prepared, we were conditioned. Guys were physical, and that's kind of what you want to see, especially from the younger guys. They coming up, that's their first NFL game. We don't get that much live action in practice and camp, so that was pretty good to see. And it's all about the next game now. So.
Do you think the extra week and the extra preseason game will help in the long run, or even the short term?
Yeah, I think anytime you can put out more film, especially for the younger guys, people in the bubble, I know from working as a scout, they're hard on looking at preseason games right now, so I know for a fact that's going to be beneficial for everybody. Film that's your resume, so I think it's good. I think it's good for the team in general, just getting real live gameplay out there. And like I said, we don't get that many live reps in practice, so being able to hit somebody else, seeing different schemes and going against different speed is always good and helpful.
So you've obviously been around a while. Like, what's this team feel like compared to maybe others you've been on, and even last year?
I think every team's different. I think this year, guys are a lot of guys we had back from last year. They're motivated from how the season ended, and we know we're going to get here. It's not like new. We're accustomed to the system. We're accustomed to how we do things, how we roll. So I think the more comfortable guys are, the more successful teams are, because everyone's just comfortable with each other and close. The team's close, good bonding, great bonding. And I always say that the best teams are the closest teams, and we have that here, and that's a very good thing going forward.
What have you seen out of RJ Jenkins in practice? And
RJ's a baller. I watched some of his tape when we drafted him. Versatile guy, play in the box, deep, very good tackling ability. He has some really good premier tackles in the open field, which aren't easy to make, especially at this level. And he showed up on tape and on that, being physical, and he's smart. He's got the bloodline. His dad was in the league, so he was raised right in that regard. So RJ's a baller, one of those guys that you can really plug in anywhere. Dime, nickel, free safety, strong safety, just an interchangeable piece, and one of those guys that you can use as a chess piece. So, and he has the right mindset, right attitude. You don't really have to get on him much about anything. He's already on it. So, very good player.
Obviously, the safety group is one of the groups that's basically almost the same. There's like new young guys and stuff like that, but just with Elijah kind of getting back in the zone a little more, just how much more comfortable does it feel just having a year of like basically almost?
Yeah, excuse me, Elijah, we were talking about it earlier. Just like things are just much more calmer. Like the communication is everything in the back end. And the more we can communicate, the easier the flow of the game is going to be for the back end and the secondary. And Elijah's just a great elite communicator. So in meetings, I sit next to him. And, I always bounce stuff off him. He bounce stuff off me. And it's just good. I think the secondary is really close. We all talk a lot. In the locker room, we'll somehow just be surrounded by each other in the locker room. Like everybody comes together, which is cool. So yeah, I think just having a year under the belt with everybody, like I said, a lot of the guys are back. That helps big time.
In that same sort of vein, it feels like Derwin's role is more defined now than it was at this time last year. You know, he started playing a bunch of nickel down the stretch. How helpful is it now, like this time around, being in camp and Derwin kind of knowing, like, okay, this is what I'm going to be majoring in for the most part?
Yeah, I think Derwin, again, he's one of those chess piece guys that can play everything. And yeah, most of the time he's been in that nickel spot, but he's also gotten some reps at safety too, to stay fresh there too, because sometimes we have a good amount of nickels that could play nickel as well, and we're gonna need him back there at safety, and he has the ability to do all that. So Derwin's just a different player. He's on a different spectrum in that regard. So he's generational talent, and having him, I know for any defensive coordinator, especially Jesse, they love having that type of piece on defense.
How does it change how the defense plays, like having a guy that's that physical, that much of a freak playing at nickel?
Yeah, I mean, he could literally destroy the play just off a blitz, and you know, if it's a pass play and Derwin's rushing from that side, quarterback's probably gonna have to go the other way. So now that part of the field is cut off because quarterback's not trying to get killed by Derwin. So it's huge, and having those type of guys who are just physically dominant, and then can cover as well when you need them to. And the slot, it's not often you get to get safeties like that who can cover receivers in the slot, tight ends, and blitz, stop the run. Just a key guy in the defense.
Hypothetical, how do you think Derwin would have matched up with Antonio Gates?
Probably good. I had my rounds with Antonio Gates. We hated each other when we played when I was in Baltimore. We had a lot of, even when I was in Arizona, we would talk so much smack, but Gates was just so sudden with his movements, and you would think he's doing one thing, and he just had this weird shape to him, and he used to give me all the time. And I remember being younger, my DB coach was like, "You let that old man run around?" I'm like, "Coach, this dude is a Hall of Famer." But he is I think Derwin can match up with anybody, to answer your question. But I have to give Antonio Gates his respect too. Shout out to you, congrats, bro, and looking forward to what you do in the future.
Any special encouragement to Nico when he made the pick? What's that? It's a preseason game, but when a guy makes his first big play.
Oh, shoot, man. I was so happy for Nico. He's been flashing ever since he got here. And then when you get to do it in the game, it's bringing it from practice to the game is huge. And it builds up your confidence a lot, honestly. And it's all about, in this league, it's just about the next game. Because that's just how this league works. You get your praise for that game, and then you got that 24-hour rule, sometimes 48 hours, but it's on to the next one. And I'm happy for Nico because undrafted guy, I was undrafted, I know how it is. You have to make plays in order to stick. So that was good for him, and even Miles Purchase and some of the other guys who came in and made plays as well.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, guys.
Thanks.